Number 8. Blood-sucking moths. Everyone knows mosquitoes are bloodthirsty nuisances, but did you know there's a species of moth that also has a taste for blood? A type of moth studied by an entomologist in Siberia gave scientists a bit of a thrill when they witnessed the strange behavior of one particular moth. When one of the scientists held his hand out to catch the moth, it drilled its tongue through the scientist's skin and started drinking his blood. The moth, known as Calyptra thalictri, is a part of a European species that have been found in central and southern countries. But for some reason, the species has evolved, and instead of drinking the nectar from fruit, they have developed a taste for blood. Usually, moths and butterflies use their barbed tongues to pierce the tougher skins of fruit, but researchers now think the male moths drink blood and use the salt as a type of offering to their female counterparts when mating. How interesting. The belief is that the nutrients in the blood will result in larvae that can more easily thrive, with the female passing the sodium onto her eggs, which will get a boost of nutrients until the offspring are born. This is a unique skill for a moth to have. They're able to pierce extremely tough skin like elephants and buffalo, and it isn't a slow task either. They take their time penetrating the skin, rocking their stingers and heads back and forth to push their proboscis in deeper. Small hooks located on the side of the moth's proboscis open the moment they sense blood, anchoring it firmly, where they are able to suck blood for almost an hour. Only the males of the species drink blood though, and even though their bite is only painful and not dangerous, the thought of a moth landing on one's arm and feeding like a mosquito is a little unsettling to say the least. Number 7. Ancient fashion. Fashion has always been a way to express yourself, the colors you wear, the type, style, even the jewelry. This was proven in 2008 when archaeologists discovered ancient snail shell beads in the Bismound cave in Morocco. It took special uranium series dating to determine their age, but experts dated the beads to be around 150,000 years old. It's believed that the beads were worn the same way people today wear jewelry, as a way to decorate their clothing and to show their personal identity. Not all incredible historical discoveries have to be towering monuments or fossils, but they weren't only decorative. They show how even ancient people used fashion as a way to communicate their own personal style. When researchers took a closer look, they were able to see the shells had small holes that meant they could be worn as jewelry or even hung on strings or sewn into one's clothing. These beads were also found to come from 2 different snail species, making them even more unique. Even though similar beads have been found throughout northern and southern Africa, previous discoveries of similar beads are no older than 130,000 years. Anthropologists are now using the beads to study the evolution of human cognition and when language first appeared in ancient humans. This means the beads could provide clues about how early humans communicated at a time when there was no written language. Number 6. New underwater species. The sands of Egypt aren't the only place on the planet keeping secrets. Even the depths of the ocean still have stories to be told, and scientists working off the coast of Mexico have found a compelling one. While using an underwater robot to explore the depths of the Gulf of California, an international team of scientists found a space on the seafloor where searing hot water spews from 80-foot tall mounds. Using ultra-high-definition videos to collect samples, the experts mapped out the seafloor using a torpedo-shaped robot. It was the only way to explore the dangerous thermal vents, with water that reaches up to 549 degrees Fahrenheit. But these underwater vents weren't the only spectacular find. New species of animals were also discovered at the Pescadero Basin, including one that really steals the spotlight. Apparently, these vents are a breeding ground for diverse organisms that are able to stand the heat. While one team of scientists focused on the geology and chemistry of the thermal vents, another honed in on the diverse organisms, and that's when things got interesting. Among 10 animal species that had never been observed in the Pescadero Basin before, they identified 6 potential new species of crustaceans, mollusks, roundworms, arrowworms, and bristleworms. Among these new creatures, blue scale worms, which have bright blue iridescent scales, were found around the vent, proving that even in the deepest, darkest depths of the ocean, there's something bright to be found. Number 5. Ancient inland whale. When the residents of the Samut Sakon province in Thailand discovered the remains of a strange animal, they didn't realize they had actually unearthed an ancient creature. Located some 7.5 miles inland, the bones turned out to be the skeleton of a prehistoric whale. But how did it get so far inland? And just how old was this massive animal? In November 2020, the Minister of Natural Resources and Environment was told that a whale bone had been found in the region, but even he didn't realize the magnitude of this discovery until a team of scientists was sent to the area to gather more research. It took some time, but scientists were able to determine that the bones belonged to a species of Bruda whale, one that is often seen swimming off the coast in the Gulf of Thailand. Preliminary studies of the bones allowed them to estimate its age to be between 3,000 and 5,000 years old. More research, including a special type of scan known as a carbon-14 study, helped them figure out the animal's true age. As the scientists worked to unearth the massive whale, they ended up uncovering about 80% of the creature in just a few weeks. They found its skull and jaws perfectly intact, with the head measuring almost 10 feet long. This allowed them to estimate the entire length of the whale at around 20 feet, which is a little bit longer than a school bus. With 19 complete vertebrae as well as the shoulder blade and fins all preserved, this inland whale was a remarkable discovery. But it still doesn't explain how the whale got there. It isn't the first whale fossil to be discovered in Thailand, and that's because the Gulf of Thailand had sea levels that were over 13 feet higher in the past 10,000 years. And given the fact that Bruda's whales still swim in the waters around Thailand today, researchers will be able to compare modern whales to their ancient ancestors. Are you surprised to learn that this kind of whale still exists today? Let us know in the comments below, and if you're liking this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe buttons if you haven't already. Number 4. The bright orange bat of Guinea. When asked to describe a bat, chances are you immediately think of a black or brown animal known to take to the skies at night. Well, a new species recently discovered in the Nimba Mountains of Guinea will change your perspective on these nocturnal creatures. Found in West Africa, the Myotis nimbaensis is an astonishing bat species, one with bright orange markings. The discovery of this new breed was an unexpected one for bat conservationists who are out looking for the endangered Moths roundleaf bat known to only live in the Nimba Mountains. So when they came across an unfamiliar orange and brown bat that didn't look like any other species in the area, scientists were intrigued and puzzled. It took some time to study the bat's morphology and to determine how it used echolocation, a method where bats use sound to locate objects and travel safely. It's possible the old mining tunnels in the Nimba Mountains were the perfect hiding place to keep these bats a secret for all this time. Even the roundleaf bats, the same species researchers had been looking for when they made the discovery, are known to frequent these tunnels. So it is possible the Myotis nimbaensis may have been hiding out there too, just waiting to be found. Now it's up to scientists to continue their study of this new brightly colored species, to not only learn more about the animal, but to figure out how to preserve these places so animals can continue to thrive and contribute to the planet's biodiversity. Number 3. Earth's oldest material. Finding the oldest solid material ever discovered on Earth is amazing, but scientists didn't expect it to smell like rotting peanut butter. This astonishing discovery was made by curators at Chicago's Field Museum, who described the findings as solid samples of real stars, also known as stardust. The meteorite originally fell to Earth 50 years ago. It landed in Australia and was studied by scientists who determined the stardust had formed from 5 to 7 billion years ago. The dust, known as pre-solar grains, means they were formed from a time before the sun and the earth existed. Given the fact that the grains are about 2.5 billion years older than the solar system, the discovery is one that is incredibly important to the study of the cosmos. The extraordinary meteorite landed in the town of Murchison, Australia in September 1969. It has 90 different amino acids, only 19 of which are found here on Earth. It is something of a time capsule, trapping the grains of stardust inside and protecting them for billions of years where they remain unchanged, offering a glimpse into the history of the universe before the solar system existed. As experts continue to study the meteorite, maybe they'll also be able to figure out why it has that somewhat pungent smell like rotting peanut butter. Number 2. Newly discovered Egyptian temple. Experts working about 13 miles from the capital city of Cairo believe they have stumbled upon one of the famed temples built during the Old Kingdom to the Egyptian sun god Ra. But it wasn't an easy find. The temple was built by an ancient Egyptian pharaoh who ruled during the 5th dynasty. It was discovered under one of the other sun temples at Abu Ghurab. But why would the pharaoh build one temple on top of another? Was he trying to hide it, or was there something else inside the temple that he didn't want anyone to find? The Nusera Sun Temple was first uncovered by archaeologists back in 1898. A small part of a second mud brick structure was spotted underneath, but experts originally thought it was a previous building phase of the Nusera Temple. As modern excavations continued, researchers realized the underground structure was actually a completely different building to the Nusera Temple, one boasting stunning limestone columns, a portico, and an entrance. It was that monumental entrance that gave the hidden temple's secrets away, and when researchers went inside, they found hidden seals with the names of kings and dozens of vessels containing beer that dated to the mid-25th century BCE, which meant they were created long before the Nusera Temple's construction. Some of the jars also contain ritual mud that was used in religious ceremonies, possibly including the very ritual Nusera performed when he destroyed the original building to create his very own temple. The main purpose of such temples was for the pharaoh to legitimize his power and present himself as the only son of the sun god on earth. Historical sources say there were a total of 6 sun temples built. Could that mean there are more treasures waiting to be unearthed? There's always something new to discover in Egypt, and with this discovery, archaeologists located a true lost treasure with the potential of more still waiting under the sand. Number 1. Silver Coin Horde. In the Bavarian city of Augsburg, Germany, archaeologists discovered a mysterious hoard of ancient silver coins. The coins were found in an old riverbed, known as denarii. The silver coins were the standard denomination used between the 1st to the early 3rd centuries when the Roman Empire ruled much of Europe. More than 5,500 coins were found, and experts think they were buried about 1,800 years ago next to a road outside of the Roman city of Augusta Vindelicum. Centuries later, it's possible they were scattered by a flood, lost in the riverbed amongst the river gravel. The hoard weighed in at 33 pounds and could be the largest single ancient Roman silver hoard ever found in Bavaria. Archaeologists also discovered weapons, tools, utensils, and jewelry along with the coins. The large cache and the value of the items leads experts to believe the items were once owned by someone of a higher social class. The coins depicted various rulers. Archaeologists noted that the oldest coin in the stash is 1,950 years old from the reign of Emperor Nero. Interestingly, the hoard also had coins from the reign of Emperor Didius Julianus, who only ruled for 90 days, making them even more rare. At the time they were buried, Augusta Vindelicum was the capital city of the Roman province of Rhaetia, but that still doesn't reveal why the hoard of silver coins was buried in the first place. It's a mystery that researchers are trying to solve. Thanks for watching. Which one of these recent discoveries was the most exciting to you? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos like these. See you next time. Bye!